like it. Yeah, that's what I like to see. See that solder crawling into the joint? That is nice. Just had to file the tip down a little bit. Just wasn't transferring the heat right. It takes this thing a while to warm up anyways. That was probably part of the problem. Once you get started, it goes fast. The biggest limitation is how long I can hold this big heavy iron. Ah, so that's 15 joints down, 60 to go on this side, and then I'll move on to the aluminum ones, and then I'll have to solder these copper rods to connect these series together. So I should have just given this thing more time to warm up, I guess. Moving now. Helps to let the weight rest on the battery most of the time, so you're only lifting it when you're moving it. Ultimately, this battery pack will be rated for about 90 amps continuous. It could do like 1,000 amps peak, but I'd need much bigger bus bars to do that. But anyways, for an e-bike, you know, my first electric motorcycle, I think 1,000 is plenty for peak and 90 is plenty for continuous, especially being that this is the second battery pack. So the first battery pack already does, you know, 100 amps continuous, 200 amps peak. Made it out of Tesla 18650s. You can check that video out on my channel. That's pretty cool. I ripped them out of a Tesla Model S. Turned them into an electric motorcycle battery pack. reason I'm making this video is because I just couldn't find anyone who had been able to solder these in all the battery groups that I was on. And, you know, I did a lot of research. I just kind of did a lot of trial and error, and I figured it out. So I wanted to share this technique with other people so that they can do this, because the alternative is to buy the aluminum bus bars, and that adds a lot of weight. If you have to have a bus bar, you know, big aluminum thing with bolts and things in between all of these cells, that adds a lot of weight to this already very heavy battery pack. And so I think soldering and copper wire is probably just the lightest weight way to do this, so that it can still be kind of competitive with the 18650s. So I need to move down this way a little bit. I'm gonna support you guys right there. So I could use one of these. Out the last 30 of these and then probably take a break. But, you know, I just wanted to do a little bit of YouTubing today. And hopefully there'll be more of these in the future, and hopefully there'll be a little bit more interesting topics. I know this is not the most exciting thing to most people, but this is what goes into building electric vehicles. And I think it's worth learning about. That is part of the future that we need to combat climate change, and also electric vehicles are just sweet. I mean, performance-wise, they're just so much better than gas engines. This is just kind of a side hobby for me right now. I mean, it's just fun to have skills like this, you know. The kids would say it's metal to be able to melt metals together. I think it is very metal. And just right here, you've got aluminum tabs, you've got nickel-plated copper, you've got tin solder with zinc in it. You've got the lithium in the battery packs and iron inside of them. I mean, there's so many metals working together here. It's crazy. metal. So that's all the nickel-plated tabs done. Now I'll have 75 aluminum-plated tabs to do the next time I have a sunny day and I can open up the shop so I don't inhale those fumes. You know, I'm just doing this a little bit at a time. You get kind of burned out building batteries like this if you try to do it all at once. So, you know, just a little bit at a time, and that's how these things get built, for me at least. Let's take one last look at these joints. You see they're all nicely wetted. There's no balls of solder. It's just melted into the copper. Don't even try to do this without scraping off the nickel plating because it won't bond. And again, Dremel grinder bit makes short work of the nickel plating down to the bare copper, and that's really easy to solder with just a normal electrical solder that you can get from your local hardware store. Silver bearing rosin core solder. Works great, and this is an ancient 200-watt iron, and it is probably the minimum that you need to be able to make these connections. Maybe 100-watt could do it, but it runs so smoothly with a 200-watt, you might as well just do that and have a little bit extra. This thing's also great for, you know, melting, soldering huge lug terminals onto big, like 0.000 copper wire. You know, it's hot enough that it can transfer enough heat to those massive copper strands to get the solder all melted in there. So, again, I'm Dragon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll sure post more about the battery build as it progresses. See, I've got two of them. They're each 36 volts, and they'll be series together. So each of them has 10 series of 5 parallel packs of the SPIM08HP cells. So, alright, hope you enjoyed that, learned something new, and I'll see you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Alright, see you later.